A space mission is no cakewalk. Astronauts like Sunita Williams brave many hazards to make the gravity-defying flight.
And followed shortly behind.
This is because the human body was not built for space flight. It evolved over millions of years to function optimally in Earth's environment. Our bodies need gravity and atmospheric composition to live normally. If exposed to high energy radiation, many complications can occur. Space travel exposes people to very different environment. As a result, trekking beyond Earth's confines causes many physiological changes that affect an astronaut's health. As researchers seek new countermeasures to protect space travelers, they need to map out personalized health risk profiles and mitigation strategies for each astronaut individually.
We've been, from my perspective, the medical perspective and the exercise, we've been treating them like they're long duration crew members basically since almost the start of their time in space. And so for these reasons, I feel like they've put in the work in terms of the exercise countermeasure system and other things so that we can be confident that when they return, they're going to be very similar to the other long duration crew that have had stays in orbit.
There are many challenges for astronauts to overcome. One important challenge is walking again. Due to weightlessness, foot calluses diminish, leading to dizziness, vertigo, and difficult walking. Astronauts may also experience weakness in their leg and back muscles. The lack of mechanical loading on bones and muscles caused by the absence of gravity leads to bone density loss and muscle atrophy. In addition, the cardiovascular system undergoes major changes, including difficulty regulating blood pressure upon return to Earth. Spatial disorientation is another issue.
One of the reasons why exercise is such a big component of any crew day on all the missions that we fly, because as soon as you enter that weightlessness environment, your body starts being responsive to that, and those the calcium loss and the strength loss and the loss in the ability to work, called aerobic capacity, those all start decreasing if you don't do anything to counteract it.
Unlike on Earth, where the atmosphere and planetary magnetic field provide a shield from space radiation, astronauts are exposed to high energy radiation permeating the cosmos.
Radiation has a number of effects on cells, but basically you're worried about it, depending on the kind of dose, breaking down the way the cells work and potentially introducing breaks and changes into the proteins and the DNA that's within the cell. So the good news is that we monitor this very closely, and we have the crew will wear basically a radiation dosimeter throughout each mission.
Long-duration space missions require astronauts to live in confined and isolated environments, limiting social interaction and exposure to natural stimuli.
The things that happen in everyday life continue to happen in everyday life. So, for example, we've had crew on orbit when their wives have had children or they've had family members pass away, and so there's a lot of work that goes into making sure that there's ways that we can touch base with them and see how they're processing all that.
How astronauts recover after returning to Earth depends largely on mission duration. For short duration missions of a few days in low Earth orbit, about 95% of the biological damage sustained appears to be reversed upon return. Some astronauts experience lasting impairments that may require corrective lengths. There are still gaps in the understanding of how spaceflight impacts human health. While it is known that space radiation elevates cancer risk, accelerates aging and induces cellular damage, the effects of long-term spaceflight on the human body remain an active area of research. Currently, Russian cosmonaut Valery Polyakov holds the record for the longest consecutive time in space, having spent just over 14 months aboard the new defunct Mir space station in 1994 and 1995.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.